Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Zach Pasquarello and I had a six-figure salary working at Amazon as a warehouse manager when I started my online bookkeeping business. In this video, I'm going to tell you how I was able to start my bookkeeping business, grow my bookkeeping business to the point where I was able to replace my six-figure salary and quit my full-time job. First of all, I want to give you a little bit of background information on me. I went to college and got a degree in psychology at Lehigh University, and then I was an Army officer for 4 years. Once I got out of the military, I worked as a warehouse manager for 2 years, and it was at that point that I decided to go back to school for accounting. So keep in mind, throughout this whole process, I have had zero prior education in accounting. In the fall of 2020, I went back to school at Penn State through their online campus, and I took my very first intro to accounting class. It was at that point where it's cliche to say, but I kind of fell in love with accounting and I wanted to get started working in accounting as soon as possible. So I did some quick research and found out that I could become a bookkeeper with little to no accounting experience. So that is when I got the idea to start and launch my own online bookkeeping business in the fall of 2020 while I was still working full-time. So fast forward 5 months later, March of 2021, I actually quit my full-time job at Amazon making $100,000 a year, and in this video I'm going to explain how I did that. The very first thing you need to do is you need to learn. You need to do research and you need to get educated on basic accounting, bookkeeping, and important QuickBooks. There's a bunch of different ways you can educate yourself. There's a bunch of different ways you can learn accounting and bookkeeping. What I did, because I'm a veteran, is I took an online college course. It was free because I'm able to use my military benefits. But if you're not a veteran, college is really expensive. So it's probably going to cost you close to $2,000 to take a basic accounting class at an online college. You might be able to go to a community college for a little bit cheaper, but it's still going to be really expensive. So there are alternatives. You could just do online research for free. There's plenty of books, there's plenty of websites that have tons of valuable, high quality information that you can research and you can learn all about accounting and bookkeeping. Or you can do like a certification. I know there's a lot of community colleges that offer like a bookkeeping certification. That would probably be closer to like $500 or $1,000. Or you could find a bookkeeping specific course. I know there's a bunch of YouTubers out there. There's a bunch of people online who offer like a very specific bookkeeping course. That's probably going to be just as expensive as a college class. But the cool thing about that is it teaches you everything you need to know, or at least it's supposed to teach you everything you need to know. So it'll teach you not only about bookkeeping and accounting, but it'll also probably teach you about how to actually start a business. So you need to get educated, you need to do research, and you need to learn the fundamentals of accounting and bookkeeping, and also how to start a business. You need to learn those fundamentals before you're able to start your bookkeeping business. But the good news is you can do this all on your own in your free time, a couple hours in the evening, a couple hours on the weekend, during your lunch break. Whenever you have a spare 30 minutes or 1 hour, do some research, educate yourself on the fundamentals of accounting, learn bookkeeping, learn QuickBooks, and learn how to start a business. QuickBooks actually offers a free certification. It's called QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, and you can get this for free. It's actually pretty difficult to pass the exams, but once you've passed the exams, you will actually be in the database directly in QuickBooks.com. So when other people are looking for a certified pro advisor in your area, your name will pop up. It's a great way to establish legitimacy as a bookkeeper and as a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor. Keep in mind though, the course and the exams are pretty challenging, so you're going to need to study, you're going to need to put in probably 10 to 20 hours to get that certification, but I highly recommend it for everybody thinking about starting a bookkeeping business. So give yourself probably 2 months to learn accounting, bookkeeping, general business knowledge, and QuickBooks. Give yourself like 2 months to learn all that information. And once you've learned all of that, you're pretty much ready to launch your business. Now that you know all of the fundamentals and all the information you need to launch your business, you've gone through all the administrative steps of starting your LLC and getting your EIN and and getting your website, getting your business name. You have all of that stuff set up. Now it's time to start marketing and sales. So I mentioned getting your website. That's probably going to be one of the first things you do, because being a bookkeeper is a professional service. So you want to appear to be a professional. And if you are a professional, you will have a legitimate, high quality website. There's tons of websites out there that offer templates where you can build your own website. I would not recommend paying somebody $500 or more to build you a website for you, because there are so many free templates, and all you really need is like a landing page. You just need to place my website, harrisburgbookkeeping.com. You go to it, it has a front page saying that I offer bookkeeping services, and then you can scroll down a little bit and you can find that I offer like 3 different types of bookkeeping services at a monthly fee. I also do taxes, and then there's like a brief contact me page. You don't need a lavish, complicated, intricate website. You just need an elegant, professional looking landing page where people can go to your website, easy to find, and contact you and find out a little bit information on the services that you provide. It does not need to be complicated. I would actually argue that the more basic, the more simple your website is, the better it will be as you're just getting started. No need to overcomplicate things. You're just offering bookkeeping. Once you have a website, the next step I would do is get a Google My Business page, because everybody goes to Google to search for things. Everybody's going to Google to look for an attorney, an accountant, a bookkeeper, a plumber, an electrician. Everyone's going straight to Google to try to find these things. It's the #1 search engine in the world. So you want to get a Google My Business page, and the best thing is that it's free. And once you get your first couple clients, you can ask them to leave you a review, or if you've worked with anybody before, or if you have some friends and family who are willing to give you a review, that'll help boost your algorithm in the Google search rankings. So try to get reviews on your Google My Business page, and try to keep your Google My Business page current. You can make a couple posts, you can post pictures, you can make new updates in your Google My Business page. That's probably, apart from your website, I would say that is the second most important internet presence that you can have, your Google My Business page, and the best thing about it is completely free. Okay, once you have your website and your Google My Business page, then I would recommend definitely get on social media. If you don't have a personal page, you can create a business page. So if you go to Facebook or LinkedIn, if you search Harrisburg Bookkeeping, you're gonna find my business page on Facebook and LinkedIn, and you can start making posts, you can start connecting with other members of your community, and you can start interacting with other people's posts and comments. Your presence on social media will be one of the best ways to market and sell your services. So you're going to want to do a couple things. First of all, create the pages. Second of all, create a system for uploading and making consistent, somewhat high quality content. So for a bookkeeping business, maybe share, like for me, what I do is I do like a Harrisburg bookkeeping tip of the day. Maybe you could do like a bookkeeping tip of the week, or like a tax update, just anything. Make it something simple and consistent, something that you can do on a daily or weekly basis just to get your name out there. The whole idea behind marketing on social media for your bookkeeping business is just to get people to recognize you and your name, so that the next time they think about needing bookkeeping services, or they're talking to their buddy or another business owner who they know, and he or she mentions, hey, I need a new bookkeeper, you are already in the back of their mind. That's the whole point of marketing. You don't need to change the world with your social media posts. You don't need to spend hours every day thinking of a new social media post. Just keep it simple, and most importantly, keep it consistent. Something you can post daily or weekly just to get your name out there. Try to do it on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Try to post content as many places as you can. Not to be annoying, not to be too much in people's faces, but just enough so that you get your name out there and people start recognizing you. And you play the long game. This is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 1 week. It's not even going to happen in a couple months. It's going to take you 6 to 12 months to seriously establish legitimacy on your social media websites. But I promise you, if you are consistent, you will establish legitimacy and you will build a personal brand on these websites. You just need to put in the work up front. 6 months, make a post once a week. If you're feeling ambitious, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Do that for 6 months straight, and I guarantee you, I promise you, as long as your content is halfway decent, people will start to recognize you and people will start to associate you with a bookkeeping business. Okay, so first of all, educate yourself. Learn about accounting, bookkeeping, QuickBooks, and general knowledge on how to start a business. Second of all, marketing and sales. The last thing I forgot to mention is I talked a lot about marketing, which is just kind of creating content like advertising. Like think about watching TV and you see commercials coming up on the screen, that's marketing. But I forgot to talk about sales. So think about whenever you get a phone call from Verizon and they're trying to offer you new internet services, that would be sales. That would be like a cold call or a sales pitch. So you're going to need to do that in the beginning. If you're not super confident or super comfortable selling or talking to people, you're going to struggle for the first few months to find customers because nobody knows who you are. So you need to find other people before they find you. So you're going to need to do DMs, emails, cold calls. If you don't feel comfortable, luckily with an online business, you don't need to knock on people's doors. That's got to be the most intimidating style of selling that you possibly could imagine. Knocking on people's doors and talking to people face to face. Luckily, you don't need to do that. It would benefit you to call people, but you don't even really necessarily need to call people either. You could probably get away with just sending emails and sending messages to people on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If the idea of selling kind of terrifies you, just come up with a template, come up with a simple message that you can copy and paste to prospective clients. That way you don't have to make it personal, you don't have to start a conversation with somebody. You can just copy and paste a message into an email, copy and paste a message into an Instagram or a Facebook DM, hit send, and you don't have to worry about it. People might get upset with you, but that is the world of selling. I promise you, as long as you're offering a high quality, legitimate service, there's nothing to be afraid of. Like you are genuinely offering to help people with their bookkeeping. As long as you can do that, there's no shame in selling your services. The one thing I will say is keep it simple and don't be annoying when it comes to sales pitches. So I like to keep it simple and straightforward. Here's what I say. Hey, my name is Zach Pasquarello. I'm a bookkeeper and a certified QuickBooks Pro advisor. Let me know if you ever need help with your bookkeeping or taxes. That's it. No annoying messages, no questions, no long emails. I keep it simple, I keep it short, and I keep it straightforward. If people never want to talk to me ever again, they'll say no thanks, cool, I'll never message them again. Don't message somebody 10 times because if they don't respond the first time, they probably don't want your services. But if they respond, that's great. Follow up, set up a meeting, give them a call, get their email address, communicate with them somehow. But I'm serious, if they don't respond or if they say no thanks, leave them alone because there's nothing more annoying than a salesperson reaching out to you 10 times in a row while you're not responding. Okay, the last thing you need to do after you've learned about the business, after you've done sales and marketing, is you need to work really, really hard. I mentioned already that you're going to need to keep your full-time job because you unless you already have a bunch of income or a bunch of money saved up, you can't just quit your full-time job because you still need to pay your bills. And I promise you, your bookkeeping business will not pay your bills in the first 3 months. It took me 5 months to build my business to the point where I felt comfortable quitting my full-time job. So what that means is you need to wake up early before work. You need to take your lunch break. You need to work late in the afternoon, late in the evenings before you go to bed. You need to take time on the weekends. You need to take extra time during your week, during your work day to work for 30 minutes, work for 2 hours on your bookkeeping business. It's not going to be easy, but I promise you, as long as you maybe make some sacrifices, maybe skip that football game, maybe skip going out to the restaurant with your friends on Friday night, and instead work on your business, it will pay dividends in the future. But the last thing I want to do is make these videos and tell you guys it's going to be easy, because it's not. You're going to have to work really, really hard. I promise you, it's not going to be easy, but if you put in the work, you will be able to build a business and you will be able to eventually quit your full-time job. Last thing I'm going to say is make sure you're confident that you have enough money and you have enough business before you quit your full-time job. For me, I had about 6 months of expenses saved up, and I had about $3,000 or $4,000 of recurring monthly revenue from my bookkeeping clients before I quit my full-time job. So make sure you get at least 5 clients and save up at least 3 to 6 months of expenses before you quit your full-time job and make that step into launching your online bookkeeping business as your new full-time adventure.